At first I thought it was a camera problem. And then I saw her again.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 creepiest ghosts caught on camera.
Could this be the face of a famous ghost caught on camera?
Turn it off! Turn it off! Yeah, turn it off!
She came back to pick up her print, and lo and behold, there was Abraham Lincoln standing behind her. He's got his hands on her shoulders.
For this list, we'll be looking at mysterious figures that some believe to be ghosts. Whether you believe these are the real deal or not, this imagery will give you the chills. Do you believe in ghosts? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. The works of William Hope. William Hope was one of the first individuals to specialize in spirit photography, putting together a portfolio of otherworldly images. He even served as the founder and leader of the Crew Circle Spiritualist group. Some of Hope's spirit photos were proven to be fake, and many believed that he was a fraud in general. Even so, Hope would give us some of the most iconic photos in all of ghost hunting. In a photo of Charles Tweedale and his wife, the spirit of her late father can allegedly be seen in the background. A similar photo supposedly reunited Mr. and Mrs. Gibson with their late son. Arguably the most famous photo Hope took was of Mrs. Hortense Leverson as her departed husband loomed over her. Number 9. Terrifying Terrier. Losing a cherished pet is never easy, although it wasn't just the owners who had to bid farewell to this terrier. The bigger dog in this other photo, which was taken a few weeks after the loss, was the terrier's playmate. The terrier's death took a noticeable toll on the big dog, but the pooch's little friend might have been closer than anyone thought. If you look closely at the photo, you can spot what looks like the terrier levitating over the big dog. Was this a photography trick, a similar looking dog, or was the terrier not ready to go to the big fire hydrant in the sky? In any case, the story was fascinating enough to make it into a 1939 issue of Life magazine. Of fire or freshness can challenge what a man will store up in his ghostly heart. That's one of Daisy Buchanan's most memorable quotes in F. Scott Fitzgerald magnum opus, The Great Gatsby. It's widely believed that Daisy was inspired by socialite Ginevra King, who was briefly involved with Fitzgerald during their youth. King passed away in 1980, but could the green light still be burning at the end of the dock? This photo taken by Christy Ranieri in 2018 seems to suggest so. Ranieri was outside King's old summer home in Lake Forest, Illinois, when she captured this eerie image. Ranieri believes. 7. The Brown Lady of Raynham Hall. The only thing more chilling than this photo is its backstory. The ghostly figure is supposedly Lady Dorothy Walpole, the sister of Prime Minister Robert Walpole and the second wife of Charles Townshend. As legend has it, Townshend learned that Dorothy had an affair with nobleman Thomas Wharton prior to their marriage. Holding a fake funeral for her, Townshend locked Dorothy up at Raynham Hall, where she remained until her passing in 1726. While much of that story is based on rumors, this photography is all the proof some spiritualists need. Taken by Captain Hubert C. Provand in 1936, the photo supposedly shows Dorothy's ghost wandering down the stairs of Raynham Hall. She was apparently wearing a brown dress, hence the nickname the Brown Lady. Number 6. Spectre of Newby Church. In 1963, Reverend Kenneth F. Lord snapped this photo inside the Newby Hall Church of Christ the Consoler. The church's beautiful architecture is largely outshined by a dark figure hanging out in the corner. Wearing what appears to be a hooded robe and a white shroud, the ghostly figure came to be known as the Newby Monk, as well as the Spectre of Newby Church. Where some people believe this to be a 9-foot-tall 16th century monk, others claim that it's merely a costumed accomplice standing on a box. It's also been theorized that the figure is a product of double exposure, which is when multiple images are placed over each other to create a single image, although a few photography experts would beg to differ. Number 5. Ellen Hamel. We've all heard the stranger in the backseat urban legend, and this spine-chilling photo only gives you more reason to keep an eye on the rearview mirror. In 1959, Mabel Chinnery took a photo of her husband in the driver's seat of their car. Chinnery's mother, Ellen Hamel, can supposedly be seen in the back seat. The thing is, Mrs. Hamel had died a week earlier, and the photo was taken shortly after visiting her grave. What's more, Chinnery's mother liked to sit in the exact spot whenever Mr. Chinnery drove her around. Again, double exposure might be the obvious explanation for this alleged hitchhiking ghost. However, at least one photo expert believed it was genuine according to Parade magazine, which published the story. Number 4. Freddie Jackson. At first glance, this photo of a Royal Air Force squadron might not seem like anything out of the ordinary. It stands out for two reasons, though. First, it was taken by Sir Victor Goddard, who fought in both world wars. Second, you can allegedly see the ghost of air mechanic Freddie Jackson in the background. 2 days before the photo was taken in 1919, Jackson tragically died in an airplane propeller accident. Those who knew Freddie couldn't help but notice his resemblance to the ghostly face in the photo. Some like to think that Jackson was unaware of his passing and thus joined in the group pic. The photo was later published in 1975, and the exact nature behind it continues to baffle. Number 3. Lord Combermere. In 1891, the second Viscount Combermere was laid to rest. If this photo is any indication, however, Lord Combermere might have been absent from his own funeral. Shortly before the funeral, Lord Combermere's sister-in-law, Sybil Corbet, arranged a camera at the Abbey Library and took an hour-long exposure. Combermere Abbey was 4 miles away from St. Margaret's Church where the funeral was being held. When the photo was developed, an apparition resembling Lord Combermere was found sitting in his favorite chair. The most logical explanation is that one of the staff members stayed behind and sat in the chair, although they were all apparently at the funeral. Perhaps Lord Combermere was taking a brief rest before moving on to the great beyond. Number 2. The Amityville Ghost. Ronald DeFeo Jr. was infamously responsible for the deaths of 6 family members in 1974. 13 months after the murders took place, the DeFeo house was purchased by the Lutz family, who left after 28 days due to alleged paranormal activity.
Forgive our
Peace
sins
to this house and all
and save
who
us
live
from all illness. Grant this through Jesus Christ our Lord.
This would all provide the basis for the Amityville horror books and films. But is the house truly haunted? Who better to find out than Ed and Lorraine Warren, 2 names you'll recognize from the Conjuring movies. Investigating the house a few weeks after the Lutz family departed, the Warrens walked away with a photo of a bright-eyed little boy. There were apparently no children in the house, leading some to believe that this was the ghost of 9-year-old John Matthew DeFeo, Ronald's brother. Before we unveil our most ghostly number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions. The original photobomber. Ghost on the Tulip Staircase. Come play with us at the Stanley Hotel. Jason Griffith's grandfather, 2 months after he passed. Man in Black at Sefton Church. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Abraham Lincoln. Before there was William Hope, there was William H. Mumler, widely considered the first spirit photographer. Although many believed Mumler to be a fraud, this photo would forever engrave his name in the paranormal history books.
She came back to pick up her print, and lo and behold, there was Abraham Lincoln standing behind her. He's got his hands on her shoulders.
Mumler's subject is Mary Todd Lincoln, and the ghostly figure putting his hand on her shoulders is allegedly President Abraham Lincoln, who was, of course, assassinated in 1865. It's been said that this photo was taken in 1869, and Mumler didn't know until after it developed that Mrs. Lincoln had been in his presence. Another account claims that Mumler took it in the 1870s, and Mrs. Lincoln approached him under a pseudonym. As for the photo's legitimacy, maybe it's fake, but only Honest Abe himself would know for sure. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.